In October 2002, gold gained 13%. The Dow Jones slumped over 20%. The next big event that shook the world was the global financial crisis of 2008. The repercussions of the subprime mortgage crisis were unraveled over 3 years, between 2007 and 2010. At the peak of the crisis in October 2008, gold gained over 160%. In India, during the financial crisis in 2008, gold beat Nifty returns on a yearly basis. That year, gold gave returns of over 20%. Nifty returns fell more than 50%.
Paulie's in the grounds of the White House, going to ask Donald a question in the next couple of minutes, hopefully. And now it's over to the latest with the 5G information. And I hope you enjoyed our little show today. Have to keep it quiet.
Huawei's UK chief, Victor Zhang, says in this letter, there are those who choose to continue to attack us without presenting any evidence. Disrupting our involvement in the 5G rollout would do Britain a disservice. At the same time, China also claims that it has secured a guarantee from Foreign Secretary Dominic Raab that the coronavirus outbreak will not be politicized and that he would not seek retribution from China for causing the outbreak.
It started on around about the 23rd of March, and for the full week after that, I was in bed. I couldn't get out of bed during the day or on a night time. I was stuck there, and I was in that much pain with the aches and temperatures above 40 degrees. I phoned the doctors twice, and they says, you're suffering, you've probably got coronavirus. And then it got to the weekend, and then I couldn't breathe. I was lying in bed, and my chest was tightening up with chest pains. And that's when they says, right, I think it's time to phone 111. And that was it from there, hospital.
You went to hospital. Your wife, Natalie, your 2 kids, Gabrielle, 16, and Lewis, 12, didn't know, obviously, what was going to happen, or even if they would see you again. It's a terrifying moment when you get hospitalized with coronavirus. Did you have any contact with your family after you went to hospital?
No, I remember when the ambulance pulled up, and you got took in the ambulance, and I could see the 2 kids looking out the bedroom windows, and it goes through your head, are you going to see them again? Because you just don't know with everything that's on the news, you think the worst. So when I got to hospital, obviously you got all wired up, all the medications, and I had no contact with the family, and that's when they were telling us the bad news, and I had no way of telling the family, because you can't take anybody with you. You were given,
Dean, you were told you got a 50-50 chance of surviving this, and that you may have to be put in an induced coma on a ventilator. We know the rates of survival when that happens are not great. You got a 50-50 shot at best. What was that moment like for you to hear that? Words kind of describe it. It was unbelievable, really. They come back with a scan of my lungs, and the nurse, when it was the doctor, says, "Do you realise how serious this is?" And I says, "No." And she said, "Your lungs are badly scarred. There were like black shadows all over." She says, "The chances of pulling through are 50-50. You need to realise that it's very serious." And like I say, at the time, I had no contact with the family. But there was this one nurse come in, and she says, she got hold of my hand, and she said, think of the most important thing in your life, and that's your family, and just focus on that, and you'll get through it. And to this day, I thank that nurse, because I believe that worked for me.
And it's down to the nursing staff, isn't it, as well as the doctors, the nursing staff who are able to be there because your family can't sit by your bedside, can't stroke your brow, can't hold your hand, can't say in your ear, you're going to get through this. It's the nursing staff who are able to do that. They are absolutely, they're always vital. But when your family can't be there with you, they perform another function entirely, don't they?
It is, Suzanne, because they're every 2 hours. They come in to visit you all the time when you've been admitted in the hospital. But prior to that, in the 8 hours in emergency, they're in and out your room all the time, just comforting you, because they can see how scared you are. And obviously, you know what happens on the news, the death rate, but you don't hear many positives, and that's why I want to do this today.
Our biggest risk, I believe, are nursing homes, and so protecting our nursing homes, making sure that our nursing homes are stable.
And so you're very careful.
And we're very careful.
That's
there.
great.
Yeah.
Great job, David.
Thank you
very much. So you're seeing a flattening right now, right?
We are seeing some flattening of the curve, and certainly we're hopeful that continues, over the next couple of weeks, and the shelter in place has had a major impact in our city.
Fantastic. Great job. Say hello.
And similarly, we're actually seeing a bit of a flattening, and we're continuing and committed to taking care of these patients. So once again, thank you for all your efforts.
I spoke to Ken yesterday. We'll take care of all the situation. You people have really done a fantastic job during this crisis. Please.
The projections are 2 million people. The actual projection was 2.2 million people.
But we're all getting along, and we all want to do the right thing, and I think they're going to do a great job of leading their individual states. It'll be a beautiful thing to watch. They'll go and rely on their mayors and their local town officials. They bring it right down. We can't be thinking about a Walmart parking lot that's 2,000 miles away.
We can't be thinking about a Walmart parking lot that's 2,000 miles away.
Where we're doing testing, but a governor of a state can and a mayor can, and right down the line. So I think it's going to be a terrific system. And if we're unhappy with the state, we're going to let them know we're unhappy. And if they're not doing the job and they can't get the job done, and for some reason things are happening that we're not going to like the numbers are heading in a wrong direction. We'll have to do something that's very serious. We'll have to maybe close them up and start all over again.
We'll have to do something that's very serious. We'll have to maybe close them up and start all over again.
Some can come out very, very shortly. And we look forward to watching that process. I think it's going to be a very beautiful process. Health and life living is number one, but the rejuvenated economy, and I think it's going to go quickly. We'll be utilizing our robust testing capacity for the governors. We'll be giving them what they need if they don't have it themselves. We hope by now they'll be able to have it themselves. We were hoping they would have had it themselves early on, but they weren't. But such great advances have been made. So we'll be dealing with them on that. And they can rely on us very strongly. They're going to be relying on us, I think, for some help. And we're there, whether it's building hospital beds, which I don't think they're going to need. You look at Javits Center, a great, great job that the Army Corps of Engineers did. FEMA got involved. We actually ended up sending our medical people. Err on the side of caution. Really incredible what they did, including the two great ships.
We have a testing capacity that's now second to none, where, again, other countries are calling us. Countries that you thought were doing well are calling us for help on testing. Nobody ever thought anything like this was going to happen.
Our country has to get open. And it will get open, and it'll get open safely and hopefully quickly. Some areas quicker than other areas.
Our country has to get open, and it will get open, and it'll get open safely and hopefully quickly. Some areas quicker than other areas.
China, a developing nation? And because China's a developing nation, they take massive advantage of the United States. Why didn't other presidents stop this? I've been talking about it from the day I got in, and we're looking at that very, very strongly. World trade, So I have a problem with world health and world trade, both of them. I'm not sure which is worse, you want to know the truth, but we'll figure it out, okay? Look, I'd love to have a good relationship with China. Because of me, China has paid us tens of billions of dollars over the course of a very short period of time. Billions of it. Some of that money has been spent to farmers where they were targeted by China. We cannot let that happen. We can't let that happen. So we ended up signing a very good trade deal. Now I want to see if China lives up to it. I know President Xi. I think he will live up to it. If he doesn't live up to it, that will be okay too, because we have very, very good alternatives.
Donald, Paulie, XTV. Could you tell all the American people why all the hospitals are empty and why you're rolling out martial law? And what are you planning to do to China, considering they're killing all the American people and all the people around the world? Thank you.
Quiet. Quiet.
Donald, why won't you just answer the question?
I told them when they put this guy here, it's nothing but trouble. He's a showboat. If you keep talking, I'll leave and you can have it out with the rest of these people. If you keep talking, I'm going to leave and you can have it out with them.
King Trump, the Muppet.
Just a loudmouth.
Just a loudmouth.
But there are numerous states that are in great shape right now. They're viewing the rest of the country like, we don't even believe this is happening.
We don't even believe this is happening. We don't even believe this is happening.
So we're there to watch. We're there to help. But we're also there to be critics. And on testing, very important, we've always wanted the states to do the testing. We have an investigation underway. We're paying almost $500 million. We have an investigation underway on the World Health Organization.
We have an investigation underway. We're paying almost $500 million. We have an investigation underway on the World Health Organization.
We will find out exactly what went on. And we may be satisfied that it can be remedied, and we may be satisfied that it's so bad that it can't be remedied. And if it can't, we're going to go a different route.
My question.
I'm studying other countries as they open. I mean, I don't want to go into names because for some it would be a little bit embarrassing, but I'm studying other countries as we go along. So on that, we have looked at every country that's opened, some successfully, some okay. No total disaster, but some okay. And some have to go back to the hot spot and fix the hot spot. We think we're going to do it very successfully. Again, we have one country, but we have lots of different pieces. It's a puzzle. We have beautiful pieces, beautiful states with capable governors. They know when it's time to open, and we don't want to put pressure on anybody. I'm not going to put any pressure on any governor to open. I'm not going to say to Governor Cuomo, you got to open within 7 days. I want him to take his time, do it right, and then open New York. I'm not putting any pressure on the governors. Some of them don't need pressure or not pressure. I mean, they're ready to go. And that's a good thing. So we'll open it up in beautiful little pieces as it comes along. Please go ahead, behind you.
Yes, just a quick question. You spoke about Governor Cuomo. Just wondering if you have any thoughts on some of his remarks from earlier today, where he basically said that were New York to be pressured to be open, it would cause a constitutional crisis. And he basically said that you declared yourself King Trump. So I'm wondering if you heard those thoughts.
I've declared myself as king. You know, I heard he said that, but I didn't see the remarks. But
yes, just a quick question. You spoke about Governor Cuomo. Just wondering if you have any thoughts on some of his remarks from earlier today, where he basically said that were New York to be pressured to be open, it would cause a constitutional crisis. And he basically said that you declared yourself King Trump. So I'm wondering if you heard those thoughts.
I've declared myself as king. I've declared myself as king. You know, I heard he said that, but I didn't see the remarks. But
he needed help. We gave him 2,900 hospital beds. He didn't use them. We gave him a ship. He didn't use them. And I'm not saying, but I'm saying that's good, because you know what? That means he didn't need them.
I want to thank you all very much. So a lot of positive things are happening. We're going to have some very strong recommendations for the governors. We're going to work with the governors. The governors are going to do a good job. And if they don't do a good job, we're going to come down on them very hard. We'll have no other choice. Thank you all very much. Thank you. Thank you.
On testing, how on earth are we going to get to a point where we have millions and millions of tests where workers will be tested every day when they go to work?